reached inside of her window and closed the blinds. I once dated a nudist, but I had to break it off. He wanted to start seeing too much of each other. Speaking of nudists, where do they keep their keys? And also, do nudists ask, are we dressing for dinner? So, women enjoy sex more than men. You know how I can tell? Take your little finger, stick it inside your ear, wiggle it around. Now take it out. Which feels better, your finger or your ear? Is he doing that? Is he doing that?
Oh my God, you're right!
Sploosh. Anyway. So I was thinking about joining the Navy. Too much semen. No, really, I was talking to this admiral, and he had been with this hooker, and I was like, well, how did it go? And she said to him, it's like, well, you're 3 knots. You're not hard, you're not in, and you're not getting a refund. So a big thing, in the 70s was, President Nixon. He was 1 in a million. Like, he totally burned these tapes, and I bet he was smoking more than that. But anyway, what's the difference between Watergate and Sexgate? This time we know who Deep Throat is. So my friend said to her husband the other day, if you don't buy me any new clothes, I'm going to start walking around here naked. What will the neighbors think? And he said, well, they'll think I married you for your money. So I definitely put the pro in procrastination. So I finally went out and joined a group that helps procrastinators. The only thing is I haven't gotten around to making a meeting yet. So where are all my Star Wars nerds? We got some Star Wars here?
Sorry. I had a mouthful of water, that's why I went, It wasn't Chewbacca, I wasn't trying to.
Was that the guy with his finger in his ear? Yeah, it sounds like it, yeah. So, roses are red, violets are blue. If you love Star Wars, may the Force be with you. Aww. But did you know that R2-D2 is so vulgar that they have to bleep out everything he says? Princess Leia and Luke Skywalker had kissed. She's looking for love in all the wrong places. What does Han Solo call a condom? A galactic prophylactic. I just hit someone. Said no stormtrooper ever. So what's the definition of a loser? Anyone?
Got me.
Guy sticks his finger in
I hope he used lube. It's someone a prostitute tells, not now, I have a headache. So what did the doctor say to the nervous patient about his upcoming circumcision? It won't be long now. Oh. Speaking of circumcisions, is anybody here uncircumcised? Anybody? Okay, no one in the crowd. Okay, here we go. So, I don't know what it is with uncircumcised penises, but they look like they're wearing a sweater. It's like you're trying to get it to come out or whatever, and, it's like waiting for the groundhog on Groundhog's Day. Like, you don't know whether to lick it or, whatever, but, it looks like Uncle Fester.
Oh my God.
Keep going, Greg.
So a guy walks into a bar and he orders 2 drinks. He downs 1 drink and pours the other drink into his left hand. Now the bartender is curious. He goes over to the guy and says, why'd you just waste a perfectly good drink? And he's like, I didn't waste it. I was just trying to get my date drunk.
But I'm bummed.
So what do Tupperware and a male walrus have in common? They both like a tight seal. So this woman goes into the pharmacy the other day looking for vibrator batteries. She goes up to the pharmacist, and the pharmacist looks to the back, looks at her, and says, "Come with me to the back." And she said, "If I could come that way, I wouldn't need a vibrator." So two friends of mine, Joel and Midge, they have a real problem with saving money. So Joel came up with a solution. Every time we make love, I'll give you $1 to put into your piggy bank. And this way we can save up money. So Midge agreed to this. So weeks and weeks went by, and they couldn't wait any longer. So they finally smashed open the piggy bank. And Joel's surprised. There's not just ones coming out, but there's 5s, 10s, and even 20s. He goes to Midge, and he's like, "So what's up? I only gave you $1 every time we made love." And she was like, "You think other people are as stingy as you?" So I've got a few nursery rhymes here we're going to go through. Mary had a little lamb. She tied it to the heater. And every time it turned around, it burnt its little Peter, Peter, pumpkin eater. Had a wife and couldn't keep her. Put her in a pumpkin shell and told her to go to, "Hello, everybody. Did I ever tell you about the time I went big game hunting in Africa? Zebras have stripes. Even on their cocks are just roosters." Speaking of roosters, what's the difference between a rooster and your mom? You got a funny one there? So yes, a rooster goes...
Your mother didn't say that.
A rooster goes cock-a-doodle-doo, and your mother goes any cockle-doo.
No, that was prostitute, not your
That was
mother.
bad. But leaving on this one note. There once was a lass from the valley who loved the occasional dally. She would sit on the lap of a well-endowed chap, and she'd say, "Ooh, you're right up my alley." Thank you, everyone.
Yeah.